Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to take a look at the launch box for the Leagues of Votann. Now in this video we're going to go through, talk about the contents of the Leagues of Votann box set here. We'll then take a look at all those units, go through, talk a little bit about how they work on the tabletop, and then after that look at some other units we can use to expand upon this box set with and build our first 1,000-point army. And at the end of the video we will show you a 1,000-point army sample list for you to use as some inspiration for creating your own Leagues of Votann army. So, with this box set, the first model we get is Uthar the Destined. Now, this can also be built as a regular Carl, which is your sort of stock standard captain model for the army. But for the purpose of this video, we are going to look at Uthar. Now, Uthar has a pretty solid stat line: weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, strength and toughness 5, 6 wounds, 5 attacks, and a 3-up save. He's got the Kindred Hero Aura, which also does apply to the regular Carl, where when a friendly League core unit, or in the particular of Uthar, when it's a Greater Thurian League core unit, because that is his sub-faction that he must be a part of, is within 6 inch, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll a hit roll of 1. He's got a 4-up invulnerable save. He's got the Destined rule, where each time an attack is allocated to him, the damage of the attack is changed to 1. Really good at keeping him alive. His Ancestral Fortune ability allows him to once per battle round, when you make a hit, wound, damage, or saving throw for this model or a friendly Greater Thurian League unit within 6 inch of him, you can change the result of that to a 6. For any rules purposes, this counts as an unmodified 6. He's also got Grim Efficiency, where in each of your command phase, if every unit from your army is from the same league, excluding models with the unaligned keyword, you can select one enemy unit that is visible to this model, and if you do so, that unit gains a Judgment Token. Judgment Tokens are used for the Leagues of Votann to sort of get the ability to do more damage against particular units. Now, alongside him, we have another HQ option in the Iron Here Champion, where Uthar is a really great force multiplier. The Iron Here Champion is combat all the time. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+, strength, toughness, and wounds 5 with 4 attacks and a 2-up save. On top of the fact, it's also got Void Armor, which is really cool, stopping the ability to be able to roll, reroll wounding and damage rolls against models with Void Armor. Now this model can have a couple of different weapons. You can have either the Darkstar Axe for +1 strength, -3 AP, damage 1, and each time an attack is made with this weapon you make 2 hit rolls instead of 1, and each time an attack is made by this weapon is allocated to an enemy model. The enemy model cannot use any rules to ignore wounds it loses. On the other hand, the Mass Hammer ×2 strength, -3 AP, damage D3+3, and each time an attack is made with this weapon you subtract 1 from your hit rolls. But it is really powerful, you know, to be able to go strength 10 on one of your units. You've got a couple of different options on the model where you can take his Weave Filled Crest to begin with, which gives him a invulnerable save of 4+ and a wounds characteristic of 6. But you can swap that to a Teleport Crest, where again is the teleportation keyword instead. Now, we've then got 3 Hurricane Pioneers. These are the grav bikes we've seen for the Leagues of Votann, and they're pretty solid. 12-inch move, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3+, strength 4 and toughness 5 with 3 wounds and 3 attacks. They can have a variety of different weapon options, 1 heavy weapon per unit, but they do have bolt revolvers and bolt shotguns and magna-coil autocannons and gravitic concussion grenades to begin with, so a ton of shooting firepower coming out of these. 1 in 3 of these models can choose to take one of the more heavy weapons, where a Hylas Rotary Cannon or an Ion Beamer. The Ion Beamer has the Hunter 2 profile. This just means you get 2 shots with it. Hunter is really, really cool. Strength 7, -2 AP, damage 2, and beam, meaning it rolls an attack and damages every unit once that's in range of that weapon. You draw a straight line as a beam. And then you've got the Hylas Rotary Cannon with a Hunter 9, strength 6, -2 AP, damage 1 weapon. They can take a variety of different upgrades as well, which can stop your opponent being able to get any version of cover, dense or light. And they can also upgrade the range of which they're able to be affected by the Carl's ability on the War Scroll of Kindred Hero. Lastly, we have Hearthkin Warriors. These are your stock standard fighters. They come in units of 10 as base, which is really cool, meaning, you know, we've got everything in this box set to start playing right out the box set. They can have a variety of different weapons. A couple of my favorites on them are the Magna Rail Rifle with a Hunter 1 Magna Rail rule, which means its damage keeps going over into other enemy units. And I also do like the L7 Missile Launcher, which is a Strength 9 missile launcher when focused with -2 AP, damage D6, or a Hunter D6 shot if it chooses to go with the blast weapon option. They can take a variety of different options to potentially stop some damage going through with the Medipacks. They can take the multi-wave comms arrays as well for extended range of the Carls at Kindred hero aura ability, or they can take pan-spectral scanners to stop opponents being able to receive light cover against them. On top of this, the box set does also contain a codex and data cards and transfer sheets for all the models. But where do we look to next? And the first thing I want to look at is the Chthonian Berserks. I think they're a fantastic combat option, and for an army that doesn't really have an awful lot of combat options, they do fill a nice little role. Now, they can take a cool little shooting weapon called the Mole Grenade Launcher, which is Hunter D6, Strength 5, -2 AP, damage 1, but it doesn't need to be visible or doesn't need to have line of sight to shoot enemies, as it pretty much shoots a grenade underground that burrows and goes and hits for enemies from underground. It's also a blast weapon on top of that. They can have a variety of different combat weapons. Heavy Plasma Axe is the standard one, which can have 2 different weapon profiles of Strike for a more powerful attack, or Sweep to get some extra hits in there. You can choose to take concussion wounds on enemy units, and each time an attack is made with these weapons, you subtract 1 from the hit roll, but they are ×2 strength, -3 AP, damage 3, which is pretty good considering your base strength 5, so a unit with strength 10 is awesome. Twin Concussion Gauntlets give you +3 strength, -2 AP, and damage 2 as well. So some other options you can take with these units as well. Plenty of stuff to be really excited about. You've got some cool rules on the unit, like they're augmented, where each time a model in this unit loses a wound, you roll a d6 on a 1. Adding 1 to the result if the damage characteristic of the attack was 1 on a 5+, it's not lost. On a 4+, damage 1 attacks don't lose wounds. And Cyber Stims allows you to reroll charges just flat on the war scroll. Really solid stuff. Now, the Sagitaur is another unit I want to talk about, because this is the transport, or at least the smaller transport. You can put 5 League Infantry models, aka Chthonian Berserkers, inside this. They can have a variety of different weapon options, but it's pretty solid for your nice little fast transport. The Martyr Order Cannon is pretty cool with heavy 6, strength 7, -2 AP, damage 2 on it. Really do like that. Now, for a heavy weapon option, we have the Abrokia Thunderkin. These can have a variety of different heavy weapons, starting with the Bolt Cannon as standard, Hunter 3, strength 6, -2 AP, damage 2. A favourite of mine is the Graviton Blast Cannon Hunter, D6, strength 5, -3 AP, damage 2. However, if they ever target an enemy unit with a save characteristic of 3+ or better, they become damage 3. Great for taking out enemy Terminators and stuff like that. The SP Conversion Beamer is Hunter 1, strength 7, -2 AP, damage 3, and has the beam rule. And if the unit was hit as wholly more than 15 inch from the firing model, you score an additional hit. So it effectively hits stuff better the further away they are. The Omni Visor's rule for the unit allows them each time a model unit makes an attack with a ranged weapon, your opponent never gets the benefits of dense cover against this unit. Lastly, where would we be with the Leagues of Votann without talking about the Hecaton Land Fortress? This amazing tank is another heavy support option you can take with your Leagues of Votann. Can have an amazing amount of firepower, starting with a Cyclic Iron Cannon, Martyr Auto Cannon, Pan Spectral Scanner, and 4 Bolt Cannons. You can choose to upgrade a bunch of the different weapons, with Bolt Cannons being upgraded to Ion Blasters, which I think are fantastic. And then you can also take Magna Rail Cannons on top. You can have a bunch of different warheads in your Pansexual Scanner to replace it with some nice missile launchers as well. On top of this model does have Void Armor on it as well, meaning it can't be rerolled damage or wounds against this amazing tank with 16 wounds and a 2-up save. And so here we have our sample army list for the League's Votann. Now we are using a patrol detachment. We're not having to spend any CP because our Warlord is going to be part of the detachment. 41 power level if that's how you like to play, and 996 points. Now we are playing with the Greater Thurian League. The reason for this is because we are going to include obviously Uthar here, and he is from this particular sub-faction. So, this means we're going to get the League custom rules of models. With this custom, excluding cog models, count as 2 models when determining control on an objective marker, or 5 models if they have wounds characteristic of 10 or more. So really cool objective play stuff. And each time a model with this custom is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll 1 hit or wound roll when making that unit's attack. So some cool stuff there. We also get access to the Appraising Glare stratagem, where we can use it in a Greater Thurian League Carl model from your army uses grin efficiency. The selected enemy unit gains an additional judgment token. So some cool stuff there straight away. Now, we've then gone with Uthar the Destined, who is going to be our Warlord. Now, the Experienced Eye is going to be one of the 2 Warlord traits he gets. As soon as you spend 1, you actually get 2 straight away when he has one. So Experienced Eye allows, in each of your command phase, you can use your Grim Efficiency ability, which allows you to put some extra of those nice tokens on your enemy units. He can put an extra 1 of them on the enemy units, which is really, really cool. To put those tokens on the judgment tokens. And then he's also got the Ancestral Bearing, where if he ever uses any abilities in the command phase, he has an extra 3-inch, and also all his auras have an extra 3-inch on them as well. Our Iron here champion we've gone for is going to have the Mass Hammer, and then we've chosen to put a relic called the Exactor on him, which replaces said Mass Hammer. Now this gives him ×2 strength, AP -3, and damage D3 +3, but each time an attack is made with this weapon on a modified hit roll of a 6, the target suffers D3 +3 mortal wounds, and the attack sequence ends. So just a great way to pound out a ton of mortal wound damage. Now, we've then gone with 2 Hearthkin Warrior squads. We've gone to choose with these squads. We've gone with the Ion Blasters. I really like the Ion Blasters. You've got the option for a point cheaper per model. You can keep your Autok Pattern Bolters, which are Hunter 2, Strength 4, -1 AP, Damage 1, and they have a 24-inch range. You do lose 6-inch on the range with your Iron Blasters, and they drop down to Hunter 1, but they are Strength 5, -2 AP, Damage 2 on them. I really dig these weapons. Now, both units are exactly the same. We've got the Pan Spectral Scanners in there, stopping our opponents being able to use light cover. We've then got a Hearthkin Warrior with the L7 Missile Launcher, great sort of mixed horde and anti-armor killer. And then the Magna Rail Rifle, I just think, is an insanely good weapon. We've not chosen to give anything to our Thanes. You can definitely equip them with some of the swords or something if you want and find the points somewhere. But for me, I just think they are, better just toting a gun. They're not really going to want to get in combat when you've got such good ranged weaponry available in the squads. Elites-wise, we've got 5 Chthonian Berserks. We've gone for one of them with twin concussion gauntlets, and then another one with the mole grenade launcher, and the rest of them totting heavy plasma axes, which is just great for dealing with hordes or dealing with heavier troops. Fast attack, the Hearthkin Pioneer Squad. We've got the Hylas Rotary Cannon for some very good solid damage output coming out of that weapon with Hunter 9, Strength 6, -2 AP, Damage 1 weapon. And then we've got the 2 upgrades to Pan Spectral Scanner again, and a roll bar searchlight. This stops enemies against this squad getting any versions of cover. We've got a Sagator in there with the Martyr Autocannon. That'll be containing our Chthonian Berserks. And then we've got a Brokir Thunderkin squad with 3 Graviton Blast Cannons. All in all, a pretty solid force here. It's not the most numerous models on the table, but it's definitely got some good punch in both shooting and even in combat with those Chthonian Berserks. If you've got some ideas on your own Leagues of Votann army, let us know down in the comments below how you're planning to use the launch box set for the army. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, why not come join our Discord server as well, which you can find linked in the video's description. Also linked in the video's description is the best way to help support the channel via Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to help support either, it would be greatly appreciated as it goes towards making the channel better and better at doing what we continue to do here. We'd like to give a special shout out to all our Patreons and YouTube members, so thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, Kenny Lowe, Owler and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek, and GRP390. And also a shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop, Terrain, and John Castle. Lastly, a special shout out to all the people who help support the channel via sponsorship or via collaborations, and a special thanks as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you all for watching. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.